You want to film tutorials but aren't sure where to start. I'm going to share with you how I film my face and my computer screen, plus a lot of the tools that I use to make it happen. And here's the best part. The tutorials I made actually paid for the gear I'm about to talk about. This video is full of practical information that you can actually use. Let's start off with the most important parts. The audio. If you can find it in your budget to get an external mic like this one, it really makes a difference. I use a Sony ZV-E10 with a 16mm lens. I use it for filming anything where I'm at my computer. I even use it for Zoom calls or video calls with other creators. I absolutely love my camera and lens. And there are tons of videos that share with you how you can attach your DSLR camera to your computer so that you can use it like a webcam. That said, a built-in webcam also works great. It probably won't look as good, especially if you're filming in lower lighting like I am. I use two monitors that does provide some light. I do keep most of the time them in dark mode. That way there's less glare on my glasses, but I also have a light in another place. And I want to show you the difference when I use that light and when I don't use that light. Light off. This is what it would look like if I filmed with that other light off. And it is technically light on. It is technically only one light that I use. The difference is because I've got monitors, I've got light here as well. If these went dark, you would see a completely different viewpoint also. My light is pointing up to the ceiling, and it just makes a huge difference. One thing that a lot of people overlook is stability. I used to use wall mounts, so my monitors were wall mounted and my camera was wall mounted, but now they are mounted to my desk. I have a sitting standing desk, which means I can film standing, which I'm doing right now, or I could also film sitting. But the main goal for your mounts, whether you're mounting something on a wall or on a tripod or even on your desk, is that it does not move and everything is at a comfortable height. My camera is mounted just a little bit higher than my monitors. You just want to make sure that everything you're using is secure. Let's talk backdrop. You don't need one. The reason why I have one is because I like to keep it simple back there so that the focus is on what I'm teaching and not what's in my background. I will say that I really hope later on I can have a fancier background other than just a screen. The screen is basically just to hide the stuff that's behind the screen from you so that when I have the full image of me, the full video of me, the 16:9 version that you're seeing right now, that you don't see what's behind that screen. Honestly, a lot of the times I use my video editor to remove the background anyway. Everything that I have filmed and edited since October 2024 has been using a program called Camtasia. I like it because I'm able to film myself and my screen at the same time. Plus, it lines up the tracks for me, my face and my screen, in the editor after I have filmed it. The bigger bonus is that all of this is offline stuff. It is attached to my PC. I don't need to wait for the recording of me or the recording of my screen to finish processing before I can download it and put it into an editor. It automatically comes up for me and is lined up in a way that I rarely have to make adjustments to where the audio and the video line up. They both start recording at the same time. This makes it so much easier. And yes, this is a paid program, but some of the free options that were not internet based left me confused, and I had to add them to a different video editor later. This being an all-in-one thing where I can film and edit my tutorials all in one place just makes it so much easier for me than filming in one place and then using a separate editor. It has really reduced the amount of time I spend filming and editing. The final thing I want to talk about before we dive into Camtasia itself are two products that I use to help speed up my workflow. The first is this mouse. I absolutely love this mouse because I can program keyboard shortcuts in it. It basically cut my editing time in half. The other thing that I have is called a Stream Deck. Don't let the word Stream Deck confuse you, because when I first bought a Stream Deck, I thought, oh, well, if I only stream once a month, is it going to be worth it? Well, here's the thing. You can program the keys on the Stream Deck to do different things. I have a Camtasia program in my Stream Deck where I can do things like go to the start of the video, go to the end of the video, take it frame by frame. And these are all keyboard shortcuts that I can't remember how to do. I add my media, any extra things that I add, like things that I have downloaded from Canva to it through the Stream Deck. I save my project through the Stream Deck. I go to my favorite visual effects through the Stream Deck. It used to take me weeks to film and edit one video, and now I can film and edit a video in one day, pretty much. Sometimes I can get an idea in my head, film it and edit it within an hour or two. So that's what I use. And seriously, don't let lack of gear hold you back. Start with what you have and upgrade over time. And for your convenience, I did leave a list of all of these products I mentioned in the description box below. In full disclosure, they are, or at least most of them are, affiliate links. Let's dive into Camtasia so that I can show you how to actually record your screen and face, and I'll show you a bunch of tips and tricks that I use along the way. Up here, this is my Camtasia video editor. There's a button that says record. I'm going to click that. If I want to film what's on the screen, then I just moved Canva from screen 2 to screen 1. So now I moved Canva over, and I can see on this little thing, I've got the screen that I want. I've got the camera that I want, and I'm on it. I've got the microphone that I want selected. And for this one, we're just going to click System Audio, but sometimes I turn that one off. And then here's another little button to keep in mind, Camtasia Rev. I always have this on, and I will show you why here in a minute. And click record. Now I am recording. The little thing should have gone away, but you will see me in the front and Canva in the back. Even though I'm not sure, I'm going to have to edit it so that you can see that. But here it is. All right, so now I'm going to stop. This is Camtasia Rev. I'm going to make this larger just so that we can see it all on the full screen. I wonder if I could turn my camera on now. Ooh, because I already am in a project, the size is already selected. But I'll show you in a minute what that would look like if the size wasn't selected. Layout. You can choose different layouts. I always start out with this one because it removes the background from my part of the video. Technically, I could export the video just like this, but of course I want to make some edits to it. But there are so many different options that you could start off with. Let's move over to backgrounds. By the way, you can get a little sneak peek. Now, right, you could get a sneak peek, but that's fine. Go to backgrounds. I like to add a gradient background to my videos. However, this isn't the one that I typically add. I customize it within Camtasia later, but by going ahead and adding the background, it gives me the track that I want in the Camtasia editor. So I just choose this one and I can customize colors and things like that in Camtasia later. Next, screen. This is where I add things like drop shadow, reflection, cursor shadow, and cursor scale. Cursor scale is how I make my cursor so large on the screen, which allows you to be able to see what I'm teaching. I almost always have those specific things on for my screen recording. Like drop shadow and reflection, not a huge deal. But the thing that really makes the tutorials pop are the cursor shadow and the cursor scale, making it bigger. You can also customize these within the Camtasia editor as well. Editing Jennifer here, there are actually a whole lot more screen recording options and cursor options within the Camtasia editor, but I'm not going to go over those today. Let me know if that is something that you would be interested in, how I change my cursor effects in Camtasia for tutorials. But every single one of my videos are going to start off like this. Camera. I typically just use the background remover, but sometimes I add a drop shadow as well. This gives a nice little separation between me and the screen if I have the background removed. If there's a lot of noise in your neighborhood and your audio's not as good, you might want to use AI noise remover. You could add any one of these into the Camtasia editor later on. And then finally, there's filters. I don't add a filter, so we're just going to leave that. I need to move where I am on screen so that I can click Edit in Camtasia. And now I'm going to move me again. Do you see how now there is my gradient? Here is my screen, and here is my camera. Now I am recording. The little thing should have gone away. So I'm just going to delete this and I'll add that gradient later. Let me show you what it would look like on a brand new project real quickly. Hold on. You can click on New Project, or if you want to start straight into recording, you can click New Recording. And just like before, it looks exactly the same. Before I film anything, I like to do what I call a quick test. I check, I will get it on, and I typically am going to do something dumb. I have brain freeze. Yes, I do. I have brain freeze. How about you? It's so dumb. Basically, what I'm checking is, does my camera look good? Are any of my edges clipped off? Does my microphone sound good? Did I select the right microphone? Because sometimes I accidentally select the wrong microphone, and that microphone does not sound good. Ask me how I know. I've made the mistake before of filming a full tutorial with the wrong microphone. So taking a quick test can absolutely save you time. I also like it because then I can set up Camtasia Rev to be exactly how I want it for that project for a small clip. And then I can use that information for all other future clips that I record in that project. I also use a sit-stand desk. So sometimes I realize I need to raise my desk up a little bit so the camera can be a little bit higher, or I might need to lower it a little bit so that the camera's a little lower. Now, recording style. Everyone has different recording styles, and I'm going to share with you what works best for me. If I'm filming a video and I know the video is going to be less than 5 minutes and it pretty much takes less than 10 minutes to film, I'm going to film that in one shot. However, if I know that the video is going to take longer than 10 minutes to film, then I will film it in segments. And I do that for 2 reasons. One, I tend to ramble. I ramble a lot if I'm given unlimited time. And number 2, if something is wrong in that clip, I can correct it before the next clip. The next logical step is editing screen sharing tutorials. We've talked about products that I use, camera, lighting, audio. We've talked about that. We've talked about the software I use to film myself and have gone over the step-by-step process of what I do to get my recording set up for success. But I've not talked about any other editing stuff within Camtasia. If this is something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments. Just say that you want, let's see, how could you word it so that I'll know what you're talking about? Just say you want to know how I edit my tutorials, and that will remind me either if I've not filmed it yet to film it, or I can share with you the link of that video once it's ready. Did you know YouTube actually, well, I'll never get that back right. Did you know that the money I earned from YouTube actually paid for my desk setup when it comes to what I use for screen recording tutorials? So if I hadn't ever jumped and made the leap to film these without the products that I had before, I never would have been able to pay for the products that I use that actually make these look better. If you want to hear the story about how I went from a desk and a chair that didn't fit to one that actually fits my body, that makes it more comfortable when I film these screen tutorials, then watch the video that's on your screen, and I'll see you next time. Here's the thing. It really